So it was me and my wife, everybody in my family. I put them behind the bar. And my wife was 9 months pregnant with twins. She was doing billing.
Oh my gosh.
It was a tough month. I will not forget that.
Hey, welcome to Voices on the Wind. I'm Toby Lyles, and this is
Maverick Lyles, his son.
Hey, we have another good one planned for y'all today. Interviewed Kishore Kodru. Just really interesting. Before we get to Kishore's interview, wanted to let you know about an email list that we started. It is at VOTW.substack.com. You know, typically when you're doing an ad, you're supposed to say what it is and then announce where it's at. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. We gave it to you already because I'm sure you're excited about it. Just, you know, this is going to be when the podcast comes out. It's going to be a more direct way to communicate. And you know, I'm learning a lot as I go through this about how to do business, about some general life steps. Principles.
Yeah.
The other day, one of the things I've learned from Kishore as I listened to him was how he didn't even take his proper training. He is an IT engineer. He didn't take his that. He was just like, I want to do business. And he just launched himself into business because he was going to be helping his family. And then that just made, you know, he was like, you know what, maybe I can be a businessman. And just, I guess I'm going to plunge both feet in despite the training. So he didn't have the training. He was ignorant about it. And still he ended up working through building buildings and just doing significant things because he was willing to give it a try. Anyways, we'll talk about stuff like that at VOTW.substack.com.
Yep. So we'll be, like you said, talking about, hear his story of how he did that. It's pretty awesome how he just has a cool story. And so here we go with Kishore Kodru.
We had an opportunity to help my brother to build a pediatric clinic in Cheyenne. So I kind of jumped in and we started with real estate development. We ran into several hiccups, roadblocks with the county, and in a good way, timeline-wise, they got delayed. So it taught me a lot. We didn't open on time, over budget. It was chaos. So it taught me a lot how not to do things.
So you would have slowed down.
Mm-hmm. Rather than jumping. That was the big deal. Like, we didn't know what it's going to cost, you know, how much money do we need, and what it's going to cost to open the place and run the place. So it was like we have an idea, let's do it. You know, this town needs a pediatric clinic. So at that time, I did something out of the ordinary. Like Jumping Jacks, it's an inflatable family fun center. So Jack Seberg, he was, he put it up for sale.
Okay.
Out of blue, I saw the Facebook post and I went and I said, I want to buy your business. My thought process behind that was, if I had a child, that is the first place I would go to take my child and burn some energy off. So that way people get to know us and, you know, they can earn some mutual, build trust. Oh, they also own the pediatric clinic. They run this Jumping Jacks. That was what I was going for. And, honestly, that business actually I enjoyed the most, the meeting people, and also made a little, payoff for the debts that we incurred. And also the clinic kind of piggybacked from that a little bit.
And I've stopped you so far from actually telling where we're headed here.
Sure.
So for the listener, what is it that you're building?
Yeah, no, so, I mean, this is all kind of like what we did until 2018, and then we opened a daycare because of the Jumping Jacks. You know, we met we met a lot of daycares coming in during weekdays to Jumping Jacks at a discounted rate. So I met a person who was willing to open a center, who was running a home daycare, wanting to open a bigger center, if possible, if feasible. So I came across a property and I thought it'll be a good match. If I can get the mortgage payment paid, then it would be nice. I posted on Facebook. You can go see the first post on Little Monkeys Facebook. It says, we're looking for a director, we're looking to enroll children, and we're looking for staff. Then the COVID hit. This is where the interesting turn happened. So it's like running one business is usually type of difficult situation, but running three it was, now I have to choose which one I close, which one I keep, which one I try to run, because we were all over the place. Nobody has a clue what's going on and what 6 months from now going to look like. We didn't know. So this whole time I sat down and thought, if it ever comes again, like how can I overcome this problem? Like, if a COVID hits or something like COVID hits, and not necessarily COVID, but a similar situation arises, how do I handle it? That's what made me think through, like, and during this process, Brenda, she used to run Cold Stone here on Del Range, and she was selling Cold Stone for personal reasons. That one was another steep learning curve. So it was me and my wife, everybody in my family. I put them behind the bar, and my wife was 9 months pregnant with twins. She was doing billing.
Oh my gosh!
It was a tough month. I will not forget that. Anyway, back to my thinking process of how I can manage these without failing if I want to grow in this area. If you look at all these businesses, the common denominator is children. Like, it was, even ice cream. Kids love ice cream. Childcare, jumping jacks, or the pediatric clinic. So then it occurred to me, like, okay, maybe can I put all these together? But it was not just blindly thinking we'll put it together. It was a thought process, like jumping jacks runs well in winter and barely breaks even in summer. Like, it's a hit or miss, because summer people can go outside and play, and, you can rent in a park to throw a birthday party. So we thought, okay, that's a winter business. And then Cold Stone is a summer business. So we thought, why not I join these together, put it together. And I have been, experimenting coffee area for a long time, but I never had an opportunity to even had time to do any of that. So we thought maybe the coffee on the drive-through side with the Cold Stone, and on the other side, year-long, if you run it right, childcare is profitable as long as you run it right. If you cut corners, you're not going to last long. That is one area, like, because you have a lot of oversight, a lot of regulations. It's childcare, people think, it's easy, but it's not. It takes a lot of human out of it's just strenuous. So, but I still enjoy doing that. Like my wife enjoys doing that, or the other staff that I have. We have staff that's working for us like 4 or 5 years now. Since we opened, we had a little turnaround, but kind of figured out how to take care of people, and it has been a good run. So I kind of thought, like, if I can put this place together with a Cold Stone and a coffee shop as a food area, and then the jumping jacks in the recreation center area, I ran some analysis, like how the monies will be looking like, and I felt like we will be able to afford the payments and the mortgages and everything. So we thought, okay, we'll take a shot at it. The reason being, it will also create a good employment, not like seasonal employment, but a stable employment, because you can efficiently use staff, cross-train, and they can have a stable employment at a better pay. Because if you improve the ambience, people don't mind paying a little better. So that was the other thought. Like jumping jacks used to be run. We used to run from a warehouse. You can still see the insulation. Kids didn't care. Kids don't care. It's the parents and the adults. Like it's not the greatest feeling you get when you walk in, but kids actually enjoy the place as is. The inflatables is all they look for. So all these different things I experienced, wanted me to spend the money and put this together. So on Southside, we're trying to do this project. We're hoping it will be a good addition for the community, and I will be I'll be happy when it becomes a reality.
How did you get into business in the first place?
I did want to.
You didn't want to?
No, I
Okay.
never had any. I I never had any plans of running a business or, you know, I it just came out of the, you know, the need and, you know, it's just to pay the bills, actually, you know, we bought the Jumping Jacks. That's how I think I truly say Jumping Jacks was the first business where we dealt with employees and people outside of my family. I don't know about myself. Like maybe people will tell that better. It's more the people I talk to, they kind of say, "Oh, I think you're easy to talk to, work with," you know. So I had a feeling like maybe I can improve those skills and work with people. So like I become a people's person. So I think it's more than the money. Employees, you know, work for you long term if you give them the, how do I put that? Like, you know, the attention or the, not just because I'm here, I have to hear you type of things. I think if you feel for them, they will feel for you. Like, I don't know how else to properly say that. But, you know, if you give them what they are looking for, I think they'll give you what you need for your business or them customers. I came to US, my brother went to Trinidad. He was a doctor there, but we never ran any businesses. So it was just out of the blue, like we said, all right, we'll want to stay together. We'll be here. We'll do a business together. And that's how we started it. I've been here for 17 years. When I moved here, the first 2 months was kind of difficult for me.
Just 2 months?
Yeah. Well, I was in Hawaii for 3 years.
Okay.
Before I moved to mainland.
Okay.
We call US as mainland in Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's island. It's a mainland. Uh-huh. And then I moved to Connecticut for my first IT job. I worked for the judicial branch there for a year and a half, 2 years. And we got laid off. It was a recession time, 2007, and I moved here. And I moved for a 3-month contract with the state of Wyoming.
Okay.
And it
so
continued.
You're doing IT work for the state of Wyoming.
Yes.
For a contract.
It was a 3-month contract, but it went on for 4.5 years. And I got my green card, and I said, you know, I'm going to try something different. I didn't want to end up. I enjoyed working at the state. Don't get me wrong, but I wanted to get a different experience. Like, what would I be able to do? So I went to Fort Collins Intel for a year. Okay. And then I was like, it's a bad idea because the drive is crazy in the winters, especially. So Northrop Grumman was hiring here in 2013. So I came back and applied for them, and I got a job there. So that's my IT career.
Kishore, thank you so much.
Thank you for refreshing my memory on how the last 10 years went by.
Well, Kishore, thank you so much. Just a shout out to you. That was a pretty cool interview. I really enjoyed meeting you, meeting your family, just wonderful people. And just love how everybody dove in. The whole family dove in to make it happen. So I'm very inspired by that. And of course, something I didn't mention earlier, but the fact that you came from India and ended up in Cheyenne, Wyoming, doing business, talk about being out of place. You could feel that way. But not you. You're going in both feet. So very impressed. And thank you for the inspiration. Maverick, what'd you take away?
Yeah, I mean the doing it, the family, but for me it's just not being scared about like going to new country, not being scared to do, like, not only are you like surviving, it's just like, and I'm also gonna start making companies, like that's just the mentality for that, to just do it. That's just wow. That's a whole different level right there.
It is a different level. Yeah, if you've ever traveled, you know how weird it feels to be in another country.
Yeah.
And then to just start,
just own it and be like,
just own it.
I'm here and I'm gonna rock this place.
I'll take that.
Yeah, so I thought that was cool, and thank you all for watching, and have a happy sailing.